If you're a millionaire thinker, you're not spending money on frivolous things, or you're not spending money. You think of ways to invest your money to get a ROI, right? There's one thing to spend money on something that's a liability, that does not make any money, that does not do anything. You just have a new piece of something, furniture or whatever it is, right? A new added something that you spent your money on, versus investing in something that's either going to reel you in returns, like real estate reels you in return of investment. Life insurance, certain specific life insurance policies reel you in. It's an asset because it reels you in more money than what you put into it. Education and knowledge that you apply and execute on can reel you in more money than you've invested. So it's like planting a seed and reaping the harvest. But most entrepreneurs will, like, literally, if you're stuck, and I want you to really consider, am I spending money or am I investing money? Is this a spending scenario, or is this something that's going to bring me more money on return? But most entrepreneurs see, small business entrepreneurs, the reason why they're not making millions is because they see an investment as an expense versus as an investment, because they see the upfront cost instead of seeing the bigger picture of, here's what is going to bring me once I execute on this investment, right? So here's what buying a rental property is going to bring me. So most entrepreneurs are like, oh, it's going to cost me $50,000 to buy this rental property. That's a lot of money. They look at it as an expense. However, if you look at it from a different perspective, outside of the poor man mentality, you're thinking about, oh, it's a $50,000 investment. What can I do to get it? Because on the back end, I'm going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on that one investment for the lifetime of my ownership of this property, right? And so you got to think more long term than what it is, than short term and what's up front. And so, but that's definitely one of the reasons that holds people back from making millions, is just the thought process. You have to start thinking about things differently. Even for me, like, literally, I'm going to tell you guys this story, and I probably shared it before. I remember when I used to go to these business networking events all the time, and there were all these vendors saying, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's going to help you get leverage. It's going to help you make money. And for me, literally, from my own perspective and poor mind mentality, I thought of it as an expense. Well, I'm going to have a monthly bill. I'm going to have to pay this. I'm going to have to pay that. But I didn't see it as a tool or leverage to be able to make more money. And um, one thing in particular was like CRMs. I'm like, well, why do I need a customer relations management system? Why do I need a project management software? Why do I need email campaigns? Why do I need to do all that stuff? But it wasn't until I stopped seeing the investment into that tool as a cost. It wasn't until I stopped seeing it as a cost, something that's going to take out of my pocket right now, and started seeing it as an investment, a tool that I can leverage to reach the masses, right, at the click of a button, that I begin to position myself to be able to break beyond those $30,000 years working more than full time, right? It was the game changer for me, but I had to change my mindset, and I had to do a lot of working on the inside of me. I had to see things from a different perspective. And this is the reason why I can share from my own perspective that these are some of the things that most small business entrepreneurs struggle with, right? Being able to see things from the other side. And another thing is, most entrepreneurs, like, I remember when I used to be like, I'm not hiring nobody. I'm gonna do everything myself, right? I'm gonna do it all. Like, I don't need nobody to build no website. I'm gonna learn how to do it. I'm gonna do it myself, right? So all my time went into trying to figure out how to do something I was not an expert at, right? And I made absolutely no money doing it. I was doing minimum wage tasks, instead of focusing on how can I leverage my time or leverage somebody else's time to do that for me, so I can get my website up faster to attract the clients that I need to attract. Period, right? And so, anyway, most people look at hiring as an expense, right? They look at it as, I'm spending money to pay for somebody to be there. However, when you flip your mindset around, you begin to see hiring someone is actually an investment. You're investing in your business, and you're investing in a person that's going to save you time, because they're going to handle some tasks that will allow you to free yourself up to be able to focus on landing those premium clients and executing on the things that's going to bring you money versus checking your emails, and versus checking the mail, and versus going to the post office and shipping off things and all that stuff. If you hire in those areas so you can focus on attracting the premium clients and landing them and closing them and all those things, then your business will grow. Okay. So hiring people actually helps you make more money. But most entrepreneurs are stuck because they think, well, I got to pay a salary now. Well, that salary is going to triple, quadruple, and quintuple your revenue simply because you hired. So it's just like the principle, give and it shall be given unto you. Well, when you're sowing seeds into yourself and into your business, into the things that you believe, by law, by nature, is always going to reap you a harvest, right? And so we have to stop thinking about giving the little that we have right now as a cost. We have to stop thinking about that, because on the back end, really, you're investing in something. You're investing in you. You have to bet on you. You're investing in sowing a seeds that's going to reap you the harvest. And if you don't do that, then you're holding on to the little, right? Little becomes much. You're holding on to the little and aborting the much. That is it, right? You're holding on to the little and you don't even know that you're aborting the much. You're aborting your ability to go from $80,000 a year to 200, a quarter of $1 million a year, or 80,000 or 100,000 to a half $1 million a year. You're aborting that, right? And so, but of course, these are not things that happen overnight. You don't change your mind overnight. Like it, you really have to work on you. And how do you work on you? Well, you have to change your surroundings, the people that you communicate with, the people that you gain advice from. If they're thinking just as broke as you are, like, you need to change that community, right? If they're thinking about things as an expense versus an investment, then you have to change who you speak to and get your advice from, and change your community, change the things that you look at and watch on television, and read more books about from people who, like, successes in books. Like, people talk about all the things, the keys and strategies that they've done to become multi-billionaires. It's all in books. So if you read those books, you'll catch some nuggets. Like, I'm discovering and finding some things out about knowledge about wealth creation and, like, really how it really works. I'm like, man, this information is crazy. Even Donald Trump be dropping nuggets. Like, I'm not an advocate of him, but even like when I listen back to some of his speeches where he's telling people, well, I'm a private owner and I don't pay taxes. Okay, well, he just dropped the nugget. Like, you need to look into that, right? So if you set your business and company and trust and stuff up as a private entity, you don't have to pay taxes. I'm like, this is crazy. So anyway, I don't even want to get into all of that, but people drop nuggets. It's in the books, right? So you have to change who you're around, who you surround yourself with as well.